This is the GTN Show.
It's the first ever GTN show.
Sounds pretty cool, doesn't it?
It's very exciting.
And for this first show, we're going to be giving you a bit more of an insight into what's coming up on this channel.
So, coming up on this show, we have triathlon news, home training setup, caption competition, comment of the week, and our first ever GTN poll.
And Heather, I understand you got something quite exciting for us.
Yeah, I have. I was really lucky and I got a chance to catch up with one of the legends of our sport, Chrissie Wellington. Now, I'm not going to give too much away just yet, but she has got some great tips.
I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And we've been bowled over by the amount of comments that we've had coming in and some really great ideas, including a few questions here. We've got one from Marco Marcos. He's asked, are we planning on doing videos on draft legal skills and racing? And one from Kirk Shepherd, are we going to be doing duathlon and aquathlon content? And Cody Schroeder has asked, are we going to include info on Xterra triathlons? And the simple answer is yes, we're going to be doing it all.
We are. Now, as much as we are a triathlon channel, we understand that there's a lot more to our event than purely swim, bike and run in that order. So we'll be looking at duathlons, we're going to be looking at some para-triathlon, off-road events as well.
And don't forget, draft legal versus non-draft legal racing. There's quite a lot, really. So we're going to be making sure there's something for everyone on this channel.
Yeah, we might have still missed an event. So if there's anything that you want us to talk about, just leave it in the comments section below.
I also forgot swim run, one of my favourite events, which I've actually dabbled with a little bit in the past, as you can see up on the wall.
Right, we've got another comment in, this time from Claire Jacqueline Scott, who says, as a triathlon newbie, I'd welcome the same sort of friendly and informative advice for beginners that you provide on GCN. Well, Claire, don't worry, because you're not alone. We've actually had quite a few requests for beginner content, and we're going to be covering all abilities of triathletes.
Yeah, we've got some great how-to videos and some essential triathlon tips coming up on the channel, which, to be honest, I wish were around when I first started triathlon. And of course, we will be covering content for all distances, from sprint right up to long distance, and even for those guys doing some wacky long endurance events.
Now, do you know what? It'd be probably quite nice to know what distance our viewers actually like racing over.
Yeah, it's a good idea. So maybe we should get a poll on it. So send in your answers by clicking on the poll and select from sprint, Olympic distance, middle distance, and long distance. Let's get stuck in. We're really privileged to get Chrissie Wellington on our first show.
I know, amazing. She's a 4 times Ironman world champion. So let's hear what she's got to say. I am delighted to say that we are joined by Chrissie Wellington, the legendary 4 times Ironman world champ. Now, Chrissie, I think everyone at the moment is dying to know what you're up to at the moment.
Oh well, life has been busy since retiring in 2012. Most importantly, we've had our daughter,
Congratulations.
Who's now 20 months old. But personally, I've been doing quite a bit of running. I'm focusing a lot more on running. So I ran the London Marathon this year and enjoyed the process of having a new goal, and decided to set myself an even bigger challenge and did my first ultra. So I've done a couple of ultra marathons since London in April. And professionally, I am working as Global Head of Health and Wellbeing for Parkrun, which I absolutely love, extremely passionate about combining kind of sport and development and physical activity. And I'm also publishing my new book in September, which I'm nervous and excited about in equal measure.
So you've certainly filled the gap that triathlon has left pretty well.
And more.
Now, I've got a slightly personal question, I guess, from my point of view, that I'm training for Kona. It's going to be my first ever experience at Kona. What advice do you have for me and for anyone doing something for the first time, like a big event like that?
We were all beginners once. Even pro athletes were beginners once. So I would prepare for Kona as I would any other race. Yes, it's very, very important, but don't get caught up in the hype of Kona. Try and just focus on it as you would an Ironman race. Have a tailored, targeted program that is specific to you, and do your research. Know the course, know the conditions, and do what you can to integrate preparation specifically for that race into your training, whether that's heat acclimatization, whether that's adjusting your nutrition to suit those conditions, whether it's doing some hill climbing on the bike, because the bike is quite lumpy.
Okay.
So just really, really knowing the course, knowing the conditions, and also finally doing your preparation, having your transport planned, your equipment, organised, and your accommodation ready. So you don't want to be kind of flapping around at the last minute trying to put those kind of finishing touches in place.
And I guess that goes for any event at all,
any event, whether it's Kona or anywhere else, but Kona is a very, very special beast, and I'm really excited for you. You're going to absolutely love it, and that's the most important tip I can give of all.
Thank you. Thanks, Chrissie. Brilliant stuff. Chrissie's still involved in triathlon, and she's not competing, but it has just been announced that she's going to be captain of this brand new event called the Collins Cup. Now, it's a little similar to the Ryder Cup. In fact, this time there's going to be 3 teams. So one for Europe, which Chrissie's captaining, then an American team, and then also a team for the rest of the world.
Yeah, I've been reading up a little bit on this. So it's going to consist of a 3K swim, a 120K bike, and a 25K run. And it's going to form from the top pros in the world, 6 men and 6 women for each team. And it's quite an unusual format, so it's going to really throw it up in the air.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there's a lot of attention building, and it's quite exciting, but we do have to wait until next July to find out the winning region. I'm going to put you on the spot, Mark. Where's your money at?
That's a tricky one. And purely on the men's side, I'm going to be a little bit biased. I'm going to say Europe.
Okay.
Basically, a lot of the top long distance athletes tend to be from Europe. We've got quite a strong German contingent. That said, especially Australia, there's some really fast guys out there. That I
Can't spread your bets that thinly, come on.
But over this unusual format, I think they could, bring in something really exciting to the race.
Yeah, I mean, the women's side is looking European dominated at the moment. The Collins Cup's actually devised its own ranking, and the top 10, 7 of them are Europeans right now. That said, the event's not till next July, so a lot can change between now and then, as we know, in triathlon. So it's sure to be exciting though.
And moving on to race results from the weekend, we had the inaugural Ironman Hamburg, which James Cunnama absolutely crushed by a whole 22 minutes on second place.
I mean, that is just huge. I don't know how he did it. I mean, Mark, I know you know him a little bit. Have you got any idea how he managed to smash what looks like quite a strong field? I
mean, I'm sure he won't mind me saying a few years ago, he maybe was on the low a little bit, and over the last year or so, he's really started to climb. And I think that's through changing his coach back to his previous coach, who was Brett Sutton. And yeah, he's going so well for him. So I really hope he has a good season, especially Kona coming up.
Well, exactly. I guess that will be his next big race. He's not going to do anything big after that, is he?
Yeah.
I'm sure. Well, on the women's side, again, there was quite a dominant win. It was Daniella Sammler of Germany who won just a week after her 29th birthday by over 15 minutes. And she actually led from the swim. So domination on both sides of the race, actually.
Really impressive. We've got a question in from Cameron McKnight, and he's asked, when can we get some GTN kit for ourselves? I would love some swim caps and some running gear, and we've had loads of comments like this. So this is your chance in our first GTN giveaway.
It is. If you want to win one of these swimming hats, the first swimming hat in a giveaway, then all you need to do is caption this picture.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, you start us off, Heather.
I'm thinking something along the lines of, gosh, Mark, you've let things go a little since retiring. That's one big spare tyre.
Oh, well, maybe you could be a little bit nicer on me. Leave your captions in the comments below, and you could win the first ever GTN swim cap. Next week, we'll announce the winner.
I think I'm going to choose.
Obviously, you won't be the first. We have worn one before, but you can be the first in the world other than us.
Exciting, hey? This week on social media, we've been asking you to share some of your home training setups. We've had some great responses, actually.
Yeah, and you can see ours. This is our GTN setup where we're going to be doing some really hard sessions for you to see.
Well, let's have a look at what we've been sent in.
So first up, we've got Rafael Udo.
Aldo, I don't know. We'll go.
He's got a pretty cool Zwift setup here. He's on a Attax Neo Turbo trainer, and he's got a screen in front of him, keyboard beside him, so obviously he can keep in touch with everyone he's riding with.
That's a big keyboard.
Yeah.
I'm liking the artwork on the chair.
Very nice, yeah.
It's pretty.
pretty pro setup.
Well, here we've got Robert Gundry. This looks a little bit more rough around the edges maybe than the last one. Obviously proud of his race numbers.
Yeah, I like that touch. And I mean, we've only got one up here, but we definitely should take a bit of advice from him and get a few numbers.
I'm not sure what happened to 47 and 31 though.
And he's obviously got a few races that he's completed over the years. So.
Yeah, good collection of medals. Impressive, Robert.
And Ian Horn clearly has quite a good setup with his bikes. He's got 2 on the wall and then 1 on his Tax Turbo
They
train.
all look immaculate as well, don't
and
they?
check out the treadmill at the end with a mirror in front so you can check his running form whilst he's going.
Well, you never know, you might just want to check that his hair looks okay. Well, thanks for sending those in. We're a little bit nosy here, so we love seeing what you've got set up at home. And don't forget, if you haven't done so already, then send in your images with the hashtag GTN Pain Cave.
Like I've said, we've had tons of comments coming this week, so we've picked out 3 of our favourite comments. So we've got from Geopark. He said, Heather could probably arm wrestle all 3 GTN presenters at once and still win. I mean, I hadn't noticed, but yeah, probably could. Some good guns there.
Not sure they're quite anything compared to yours, but anyway, next one from Stephen Jones. The mini-series following, no, sorry, this is a suggestion. A mini-series following a newbie through training for their first event. Already seen Dan Lloyd doing a bit of running on Strava. Ideal candidate. Well, keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, we might have something that will please you there. And finally, the one that made us chuckle the most.
Oh, yeah.
And because it made us chuckle the most, well, actually, because it's our first GTN show, we're going to give away a t-shirt to Matt Dion, who brought us something that's quite obvious, but I hadn't really thought about. He said, funny that their names have fall and fell in them.
I know, there's a scope for so many jokes with that, aren't there? But
yeah, hopefully we don't live up to those stereotypes. So Matt, please send in your details. Just message us on Facebook.
And we'd love to hear more comments, so keep them coming in the section below.
Coming up on the channel over the next week, on Thursday, we have how to run like a pro.
On Friday, we have the top 9 essential triathlon skills.
When we're training in the pool, we have the tiles and the lines on the floor to follow and keep us going in the right direction. But out here in the great outdoors, we lose our guide or our sat-nav. So that's where sighting becomes an essential triathlon skill. And on Saturday, we have a double whammy for you. We have Alistair Brownlee's pro bike and an Alistair Brownlee interview.
On Sunday, we've got a feature to see which is faster on a climb, a TT bike or a road bike.
I'm going to be riding as hard as I can for 2 efforts up San Salvador. The first on the P5X and then the second on the Cervelo S5. On Monday, I've got my ultimate TT bike setup video for you.
On Tuesday, we've got the lamppost interval run session.
And on Wednesday, we are back here for the GTN show.
And we've got some exciting news. The GTN shop has just gone live and we're taking pre-orders. So if you like the look of this kit, then click on the shop link.
And to subscribe to GTN and see more videos from us for free, just click on the globe.
And if you want to watch a video on essential swim workouts, click down here.
And to find out a little bit more about GTN, just click here.